I didn't get the notification, but here we are. We're live on the air. I'm Dale Pinkert. I'm joined by Mike Venezia.
Good
We're
morning.
both, hi Mike, how you doing? And we're both at TradeGATEHub.com, and we're powered by TradeView Markets, where you could trade anything in your imagination. I know Mike does it. And Mike, I want to start off by giving you a kudos and a tip of my hat. Last week, exactly a week ago, when we were trading down here after the Friday reversal, I said, what are you doing? You said, you're putting money to work. That was the low of the week before an outstanding rally. And you were buying some of the old traditional names. You
I
told
was.
me,
I
you
was.
told me like
Well, you know what?
Microsoft,
Yeah.
Microsoft, look at that pop. You were buying Apple, I believe.
Google,
Nice pop.
Google was the low print actually, straight up.
Okay. And you weren't buying Amazon, were you?
No, I'm not. I'm still not. It doesn't
Okay.
mean
So
it
there,
doesn't mean it's not going to 3,000. It doesn't mean it's going to 2,000, but I'm not buying it. No.
okay, so anyway, great trades. How now, Brown Cow? We're holding
Okay.
this 4,100 level was key to me, and still looks pretty key, for breaking out above it. And now we held it so far on this first break right there.
Yeah, we did.
There's a picture.
Yeah, we did. Uh,
So
okay. This
go
is
ahead.
what this is at least obviously my opinion. All right. We had a nice bounce. Now, I mean, it's always like I'm an active trader, if you will, and I started off as a very active day trader. The first bounce is usually the fake bounce, correct? I mean,
Yeah.
okay, so listen, it's yet to be determined. Nobody thought we would have a V-shaped bounce off the COVID lows. We did.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is why I think it's different, is because COVID, there was so much uncertainty. It propelled that V type of bounce. This was, although it feels a lot worse than any other time, is we're saying stocks like Walmart are having one-day moves since '87. The bond market's having a bigger weekly move since 2002. Even going back further, that was the latest thing that I read. I kind of gave up with the stats. I think
Speaking
everybody
of
knows.
bonds are getting hammered, Mike, and
Right.
you and I talked that this bounce in the bond market, some of the guys I follow were calling this a 4, which implied new lows in the bonds and new high in yields on longer term paper.
Right. Whatever number they want to call it, and that's fine. I'm also learning this new terminology, if you will, with the 3s and the 4s. I have my own system, but certainly I put my ego aside. And just let me dissertate one more time as Hassan goes higher, is that I'm not here every day, and I don't wake up early because, like I said, I don't think and I'm not, or else that'd be poor trading and egregious trading, and to put myself in a different tax bracket proverbially. But I actually get up is because I'm afraid of missing something and learning something that might put me a step back and it turns. Then I feel like I'm left behind. And when you're as a trader, all traders go through slumps. But if there's ever being a time where you're not always learning or trying to get better at your craft, you're already losing right there. Even the mindset, you're already losing right there. So getting back to what I'm saying, I'm learning all these terminologies, like you said, a 4 here. And whenever getting back to this chart of the 20-year, I don't care what type 3-4, what type of charting you're seeing. That's and everybody, yeah, no, and everybody knows I got a thick skin and a little filter for movements. That's something I wouldn't touch. And it doesn't mean that I'm calling the bottom I'm not a jinx guy. Believe me, don't fade me. You know what I mean? So that's something that
At your own peril.
No, don't listen. Yeah, don't.
In fact, I want to ask you with, huge profits. You had some big runs, especially in Google. Do you take anything off the table here, Mike, and book some of these winners from last Tuesday? Have you taken partial profits on any of these, or are you just sitting pat because you believe there's a lot more left?
Okay, that's fair. I was taking profits on positions that I did not want, no matter what happened. Rotating out of something like an overstock that I don't want anymore. It doesn't mean it's going up. Doesn't mean it's going down. Whatever it does, what it does. You know what I mean? It's over for me. There's 7,900 other stocks to trade. And you know what? The reason why I did we made the TradeView portfolio, if you will, made a nice move off the COVID lows because we had early stocks in that type of cyclical sector or rotational sector. I had CRWD from 80. I had SE from 30. You know what I mean? I had a DocuSign. I actually had a sign from like 82 and went to 150. So I'm not like getting back to the initial question: is this for real or not? And I'll say something else. Did I take profits? I'll even answer that and go down. The answer is no.
Okay.
I have a cushion. What the plan with the investors or with TradeView, the hierarchy for this fund, if you will, is to put some things for the long term. Now I understand that might have been true on Square $50 ago, or PayPal $100 ago, or even Apple $20 ago. So it's all predicated, Coach, on this next bounce here. If this is the V-shaped bottom for COVID, or if this is it certainly looks like a bear market rally or bounce because of how it's I also don't like this time of year, by the way. I'm not really that big of a seasonal guy, but if I can go to my charts in a second, you want to punch
Okay.
up the charts.
I just want to talk about one more thing, and it was complete luck that I saw this, but near the end of your broadcast, you pulled up UNG.
Yes,
when it was here. Okay, this was last Tuesday. And I said, oh man, that could be a 3 drive, a short. And I think you did it up here, didn't you?
I did. And that was because I learned, well, listen, I don't think I should apologize after a quarter century in the business. Maybe I don't know what a C drive is. I actually know what the chart is. The doctor could look at a thing, doctor could say that the broken bone fracture, whatever. We all know there's a problem in the bone. So yes, and I that was that when I had previously called the top on UNG, which you patted me on the back.
That was a while ago. Yeah,
it was a while ago, but this was the same exact setup.
Okay, so once you learn how to trade a setup, if you're patient, just wait for those. They're going to come around again. So that's a great point. I'm going to give you the charts, and one thing that you could take the charts on, Mike. One thing I'd like to say, even though I've said a million things already, in fact, I have to learn how to shut up, and is that not only traders in TradeGATEHub come to attention when you're saying you're putting money to work, but you even have that power over animals. Can you show the audience how you make your horse stand at attention? When he got long some of those shares last week too, and you gave him some premium oats, and it's an amazing shot. I know it has nothing to do with the markets, but it sure has something to do with your personality and doing things you love.
Well, first of all, when he landed, it cost me $4,000 that he had a shin splint in his ankle, so. That leap there cost me $4,000 for the vet, so at least I got it caught.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that is.
And what were you trying to get him to do? Just do that?
I didn't get him to anything. He reacted to telling him that going along with being, on the team, I own him, that he gets a free lifetime password to TGH.
Yeah, so
not only
he has 4 Gs less to trade.
Right, and the guy in the background. See the guy in the background?
Yeah.
He's saying if the horse is, then I need one too. So we're going to give him 1, 2 in the back.
That's an amazing shot.
It is an amazing shot.
All right, so let's get back to fear and greed. So let's talk about what you're doing. Yeah.
This was the fourth. You know how I trade about 3-day ups, and by the way, Helene has even said about the 3-day up, if you will. So this is the 4th day up in the S&P. I like the fact that went through the 8 and the 20-day. As you know, the 50-day is the holy grail of really starting a short for me or not. Predominantly. So you know what? Like I said, I don't know yet. I bought those core positions, and by the way, I could have bought sexier positions and probably made a little, made 10% more. Oh, hold on, been up 10% more. But I didn't know. I bought Citibank. I bought. I'm going to add to it today. By the way, look at this. How can you not add to this stock?
Yeah, it's going to like the higher yields. This pop in yields too.
You want to talk? That's it right there. Came with the volume with good news. It held above all the moving averages, even the 50-day. Not to sound hypocritical, And I like it, that, that could be a hedge to a degree. So I got it good. I'm probably going to add a little bit today. I'm not going to definitely double down. But I bought stocks that I would, even if this isn't the first leg or the proverbial bottom or base, I bought things that I would put away, that I would buy for my mom again. If the same thing would happen, I would do the same thing again. If the same stock dips, stocks would dip, and I do it again. I mean, I'm long the XBI. It's one of my bigger positions. I'm not going to lie. Not that I'm using, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I'm not going to micromanage this. We did get near the low, thank God. I mean, this went from 160s, but for the second half of the year, even right here, I believe this is biotechnology. I'm not just picking out one of these little guys and hoping for a lotto ticket. This is the XBI encompassing Biogen, Amgen, the big daddies. So
major support.
So for me, I might not, sure, of course, there might be a little bit of a rough summer. Okay, it might go to 55, but but this is not like, I'm not throwing a dart here. This I believe in. It's biotechnology. There's no shortage of chips. All they need is a little bit of time to develop drugs, and I'm a big believer in it going forward. That's all.
Let me ask you, Mike, and you pay attention. You have a great curated Twitter list.
We'll get to it on.
Do you hear anybody talking about that we're on our way to new highs this summer or fall?
Well, you know what the answer to that is, except for that gentleman that we had on TradeGATEHub. What's that gentleman's name? David Hunter. Yeah,
David's one of the few probably still standing, looking for a melt up. It's, you know what? It's possible.
No, I must listen. That's why there's a bid and ask. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. And you know why it's more this is, I mean, David's timing wasn't perfect. He thought we'd gone around 40. Yeah, 4,300. We went to 38, which happened to be 38.3 back from the COVID low. But, a lot of the elements are in place for that to happen. If yields are peaking, even though the bonds have one more decline, the 10-year may not make new highs in yields. The 2s and the 5s may not either. And if the dollar's topping, I know the dollar's up today, that's going to be a tailwind for stocks. So you could have a lower yields, a weaker dollar in face of the Fed. And I think they started QT today. Mm-hmm. I think the biggest surprise would be a bull move to new highs by the end of the summer.
Well, a couple of things I'll add to that. When I go on if you look at the TradeGATEHub, what I tweeted this morning from Mark Venezia, guys, very, I do. Okay. So the answer to your question is no, not many believe it. As a matter of fact, most of them think, the majority of them,
that this is a rally to sell. Another bear market.
This is an opinion. This is not an indication of anything to do. And I really mean that. I'll give my opinion, no problem. But the general consensus, if you will, of my peers is that this lasts till late September, October. I'm not playing it that way. I'm certainly, I could miss moves.
I see that too. From people I follow. Yeah, okay, October lows. Yeah.
Okay, appreciate that. Yeah. I'm not playing it that way, but I think the general consensus, and this is the way I'm playing it, and this gentleman, Mark, put it, as I tweeted on May 25th, we added a handful of positions long so far. Listen, I didn't split the atom buying there. The fear and greed was 8. Everything was oversold. And you know what I mean? We'll like I said, we'll see if the rally state, we put
durability.
The rally so, but they are all doing great. All right. So everybody had a nice trade off the bottom to a degree. The more experienced guys did. That's why the fear and greed was so low. I think it shook a lot of people out. But I expect a trading rally, expect the rally can carry further. I do too. So do you. It doesn't mean it's right, but there's not enough evidence yet to fraction the sell signal or that they're all clear or an issue for a long-term buy signal. Now,
I think we'd have to get over 4,600 for that to happen. 4,550.
I completely agree, and that will. And considering, and by the way, I only post this not to say I told you so because I hate it. It's just a term. I told you so. People got where I come from. People got freaking smacked when they say I told you so. But I only say this because the data that I put out is consistent. I'm not making it up. Is this? Hold on. Let's go to today TradeGATEHub. Is that hedge fund exposure is low.
Yeah.
Insider buying is going up. Hold on. And we have
all the buyback season is
more data. Is this Helene's? We're going from Helene's data, who has that everybody's in 100% cash. Then I go to tell you that Goldman, they haven't made a move in 6 months. So there's a tremendous, just what I think there's a so tremendous cash aside. I don't think anybody's going to really keep running into the oils, although I wouldn't be surprised, is that once there is that cash, and if this sort of double bottom, like the macro charts that I related to this morning, so
Yeah.
far they're here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think the floor has been, that panic and that was panic and that was low that stocks like, let me give you an example on the chart here. And it could be any stock, but I am just only because I've been trading it. A stock like, what was the one that was going down? Raw Stores. Like something like this. You'll never get a print of fear down here. This is a monthly. Hold on. This was a print of fear the other day when it did this. I mean, a stock, that's fear when a stock goes from 70 to 85 and when it announces earnings and goes from 90 to, I mean, you're not getting that. Those type of stocks have retested lows. If you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's a buy, but it's in a gap. You know, even that type of sector has told me a low is put in. Okay, so let's look at the big daddies.
You shop there?
Well, which one? Raw Stores? No, I do shop at Kohl's.
Okay.
I do, but I shop at this is where I.
You're a fashionista. I just want to.
No, those days are. I'm married with children. I have nobody to impress anymore. You know what I mean? I have holes in some of my.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So this is Ralph Lauren. I'm a big shopper of Ralph. There's a nice flag there. Had earnings. It acted well.
Yeah.
It's sitting there. Yeah. But what? Well, how things have been going. This could be one day or the other. This could be here by tomorrow, or it could be here, or it could be. So that's plus stay tactical. You know what I mean? Getting back to what's saying, I always post. Okay, so here we have on crude S&P futures sentiment VIX. It's not a play; it's just an indicator as usual, but even more so now. Insider buying, crude sentiment. Okay, we're a little overbought, but what's telling me in a couple of things at crude now is that the war doesn't look like it's going to abate anytime soon because they know, right? And I did have a nice fade on the Tuesday long week, and everybody said Memorial Day buying into, but. I don't think it's over either. And a lot of people are still underweight oil stocks. I know we made different opinions. I'm not even sure if you differ, but I'm not looking, the only reason why I play oil.
It's pretty crowded.
It's very crowded. And the only reason I play oils is this. SM Energy is up from 44 to 51. So today I said enough is enough. I shorted SM 50. I'm hammering this thing 52.80 to 52.70. I covered it nicely at 50 cents. So I mean, like what, $1? I mean, like $1.80. But I don't think it's, well, you know what? I might have come early, but
yeah, might have.
Yeah, but whatever. Next,
yeah,
I mean, the RSI is overbought.
Keyword.
Yeah. So like you said to me the other day when I covered Devin in a suit, it was good. It's a good word. It's really one of the focus, a plan, and next. Great 3 words if you had those 3 words. All right. So as I said, again, I put the most amount of data I put on a Monday, which today is a Tuesday. Disseminated. It's only 11:20 Eastern on a holiday week. Let people come in. I'm actually going to rent out for a little while. I did what I had to do, and just do what I do. Come back at whatever 1 Eastern, 2 Eastern. Look at this. You can look at this. Let's go to you can either go to TradeGATEHub or look at bar chart if I'm sharing this correctly. This is what I do. Stocks, range change or percent change. Close.
Okay. You're still showing the chart.
No, I'm going to change it. I'm just getting up here.
All right.
Hold on. Here we go. Is this? Go to bar chart. Go range change. What has volume? GRTS, big range. It has a 20% range. Go like this. So I'm just giving you I'm developing. Right here we go to. I apologize to jump around. If we go to TradeGATEHub, I'm developing the last part of the sequence. For putting in the stocks, you could go right here, which I do all the time, and go to top gainers. TradeGATEHub.
What do you charge in a month for all this information?
We don't charge.
I'm nominating you for the Nobel Peace Prize for humanitarianism.
Well, no, listen, it's not where we are, coach. It's where we're going. That's why we're doing what we're doing here. I'm not going to lie. Okay. We have such confidence in the product we have, and you know what I mean, and what we have to offer. If we get 1,000 viewers and I get a percentage of what do they call those things? Subs. It's not going to change my life. People going on the platform and building their accounts up will. That's all.
Point well taken.
So, any other questions?
Before we go, Mike, can you pull up AUY?
Yeah.
Because it was one of the gold stocks that I actually said that my buddy said it could be a takeover candidate, and it got taken out today by Goldfields.
Right.
So there you
go.
Bravo.
No, bravo. And you know what? And it's another more edification to show that your Twitter feed and who you follow as well. Whether, I don't know if everything's going to, if the bear market's going to last till October, like we all think, or hold on, like they think, but certainly, they're, like we say, we're all around it. You know what I mean? So if the market doesn't pull back until October, at least we're giving you a high frame of reference why. And if somebody want to ask me why, then I'll do another webinar about it. But something, with smoke, there's fire. Nice call on AUI. So maybe you're not right about October, but you're right about AUI. And believe me, over time, those will add up.
Mike, I don't know if you're ready to wrap it, but I've been following you now for well over a year. And all I could say is really respect your methodology and your demeanor and your toughness
Appreciate
in
that.
this game.
Okay. And I want everybody to, really, Coach, I don't want to placate. It means a lot. We'll talk about that off air, but I want everybody else to know that it's really a marathon. You know what I mean? A doctor at this level, when I have the leverage of what I can do, is if I like to play golf, which I don't anymore. It's amazing. When I could do everything, when I was tied down here, I always wanted to get out. Now I have free reign, but I always wanted to be here. But it takes, it takes a lot of time, and it's not going to happen overnight. Just like anything at a high level, you know what I mean? So it's not about fear; it's about experience, and it's about confidence, and it's about knowing yourself as a trader. And getting back to here is, again, I'm not a 5 or 6 tool player anymore. I try to be mature and be even more professional and curate my 2 or 3 styles. So I don't have a better style than everybody else. I just know how to trade my style correctly, maybe better than other people's styles. That's all. And if this amount of time, and after watching that little red button and pressing all the videos and being here day after day, whether you're not a participate, that's fine. But we're certainly going to give it our best, and we're certainly doing a high level at a good job. It's evidence in both of our accounts and what we're doing here. So I'll stop pontificating. Coach, I really respect you as well. As I got that last UNG trade viewer for confirmation as well. That really helped. So listen, 8 eyes are better than 6, and so
1 + 1 = 11.
Right. We can't, we can't do it alone, and we're wrong sometimes. But I will leave it at this, and I apologize for redundancy. But if we're wrong, we give you a high level of at least why we're wrong, and it's not just like, oh, it didn't work, next. I mean, I'm going to tell you why. And if we're right, it's not a pat on the back thing. It's anybody could pick a winner. It's the reason why you pick it and the reason why you sell it. So that's where I'm going. Thank you, Coach, again.
All right. So you want to wrap? Is that the wrap?
That's the wrap. Just listen, earnings, there's still a couple of earnings trickle out that are important. Please, people, participate. Like I said, I'm not a squawk box. I can't do it alone. I would rather have questions from people asking me stocks than giving my own stocks why, because you can't be inside my head, but I have a little bit of idea when you ask a stock what's in your head. So it's easier for me to answer your questions than me to come up with stock ideas and translate them to you, believe me. So
all right, so I'll leave it with this. I would say that after January, a lot of people probably have questions about different issues that are the composite of their portfolio. Bring them here to Mike, and he'll give you an objective. He'll give you an objective answer about maybe it's okay to stay, maybe it's time to cut bait, maybe it's time to
add to it. Maybe it's a good idea I didn't see.
Yeah.
And I say thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, I know that anytime I have a question, I ask Mike. He answers it right away.
Right away. That's right.
So thanks, Mike. Good hunting this week.
Absolutely. You too, Coach. So I'll be back slightly after lunch. I'll be on tomorrow, 11 Eastern, Coach 9:30. Until today, have well trade with a plan, and we'll see you later. Cheers, everyone.
And what a beautiful horse, Mike.
Well,
I can't.
You know what? He's not a pet. That's what Tony Pistachio is. He's got to learn to run around the circle correctly. Or else
Tony is a beautiful.
He's not going to be happy where he goes if he doesn't run that circle correctly. I don't want to tell you where he's going. So we got to give him a little something to work.
The Derby, man.
Well, that's why we're in it. You know what I mean? You have to be in it. If you're not in it, you have no chance. Same with the market. Get a TradeView account or a TradeView demo. Cheers, everyone. Thanks.
All right. See you in the room, bro.
You got it.